My name is Edward. I am 82 years old. Before you scroll away, I want to say this clearly. I was never cruel. I was never violent. I never cheated. I never raised my voice in anger. But I still destroyed my marriage. Quietly, slowly, without meaning to. For most of my life, I believed that avoiding conflict was the same as being kind. That staying quiet made me a good man. That keeping the peace mattered more than speaking the truth. No one ever warned me that silence can be a form of abandonment. I learned silence early. In my childhood home, arguments ended only when someone stopped talking. And that someone was always me. My father wasn't a monster. He worked hard. He provided. But when he spoke, you listened. And when he was angry, you stayed quiet. So I learned to swallow words, feelings, needs. By the time I was a teenager, staying silent felt natural. Teachers praised me for being well-behaved. Adults said I was mature for my age. What they didn't see was that I was learning how to disappear. I met my wife, Margaret, when I was 24, and she was 22. She was warm, expressive, emotional in a way I wasn't. She laughed loudly. She cried openly. She said what she felt, even when it was messy. I admired that about her, and, if I'm honest, I feared it. In the beginning, my silence looked like patience. Margaret would talk. I would listen. She thought I was calm. She thought I was safe. What she didn't see was that I wasn't processing anything. I was storing it away. At first it worked. We rarely fought. Friends would say, "You two are so peaceful together." What they meant was quiet, and quiet is not the same thing. Years passed, responsibilities grew, life became heavier. Margaret would ask questions that required honesty. Are you happy? Do you feel close to me? Is something wrong? And I would answer the safest way possible. I'm fine. Everything's okay. Don't worry. What I really meant was, I don't want to fight. I don't know how to say what I feel. I'm afraid of what might happen if I do. There were so many moments I should have spoken. Times I should have said, "That hurt me," or "I feel ignored," or "I need more from us." Instead, I nodded. I smiled. I changed the subject. I convinced myself that love meant endurance, that being a good husband meant not causing problems. Margaret felt the distance long before I did. She started saying things like, "I don't know what you think anymore. I feel like I'm talking to a wall. I feel alone even when you're here." I told myself she was overthinking, that this was just how long marriages were. Quiet, predictable, stable. But silence doesn't solve problems. It delays them. While I stayed quiet, resentment grew. While I avoided arguments, distance grew. And I didn't notice. Because nothing was loud. There was no screaming, no dramatic fights, no breaking point that felt obvious, just slow erosion. The day Margaret left, there was no explosion. No slammed doors. No raised voices. She packed a small suitcase. She stood in the hallway and looked at me with tired eyes. And she said, "I feel alone even when you're in the room." I wanted to argue. I wanted to explain. I wanted to promise change. But after a lifetime of silence, I had no words ready. She was 58. I was 60. After she left, people asked what happened. I said, "We grew apart." That's the polite version. The truth is, I never let her know me. Years passed. Margaret moved on. I didn't. I replayed conversations that never happened. Arguments I avoided. Words I swallowed. I thought silence kept me safe. But it only kept me alone. I understand now what I didn't then. Avoiding conflict doesn't protect love. It starves it. Love needs honesty, even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's uncomfortable. If you're listening to this and thinking, I don't like confrontation, I just want peace, remember this: peace without truth is temporary. Speak while there's still time. Say the difficult things gently. Let people know where you stand. Silence feels safe. Until one day you're alone in it. I am 82 now, and my life is quiet. Not peaceful, quiet. If I could live again, I would choose honesty over comfort, connection over calm. Don't make my mistake. Don't disappear from the people you love.